Hello? Hello? Hola. If you're my future children watching this, girl, are one of you named Oracle? Because I kind of hope not. But I'm sorry if you are. Just for spiritual reasons. Like, I don't play with New Age spirituality. I am a man of God. Um, but I used to think that name as well as what was the other name I really liked? Chardonnay. I still, honestly, there's a good chance I'm naming my kid Chardonnay. If I get to vote, which I do, with my future wife, one of their names is being Chardonnay, and it's probably gonna be a man, but maybe it'll be a woman with an ET instead of a AY. Anyway, are we sounding good? Will the audience please tell me? I smell like a, smell like a, smell like a. Yeah, it looks good to me. All right. Good morning, beautiful people. We're hyped. We're excited because it's officially time off. It is our birth month. Happy July. I'm so excited. I guess who turns 23 in a few days? Me. I do. If you ever want to know how old I am, just look up Tate McRae's age. It'll probably be, it's right 99.9% of the time. Our drink of the day is Quick Trip has a beer, okay? Not sponsored, should be. They have a beer that I see. I go to Quick Trip so much lately. Like, their marketing is so good. And because during the summer they have 49-cent drinks, if you don't know, at least where I am, I'm sure most places they do. And if you use, I'm just a walking sponsor for Quick Trip. Y'all send me my cash right now because they don't even know I exist right now. Anyway, they have 49-cent drinks, but after tax, so the drink is normally like $1.50 something, but then you use the discount coupon, it makes it like 56 cents after tax. Which, why are they taxing soda? I don't know. Anyway, and then after you use, if you use Quick Trip Pay, you get, I think it's 5% off, so it makes it 46 cents. So that's pretty good for like 32 ounces or 30 ounces of Diet Coke. So I'd be getting that. But every day, I've been there so much lately, I just see QT has like a beer, but every day I'm on my way to work. It's like 6 a.m. Like, I don't really want to buy beer, and I can't really buy beer because I'm at work. You know what I mean? I'm going to be at work. Although I did consider it. We'll get to that in a second. Anyway, so today was my last day, and I was at Quick Trip buying a Diet Coke, and I was like, I want to buy the beer. I want to try it. I have been influenced. You know what they say? Like, when somebody sees something 3 times, it worked because now I've seen it a few times and I was like, okay, I want to try it. It looks fun. Like, plus the can looks so vintage and retro. I actually found out it's intentional, because I guess they stopped selling it in like the 80s or 90s or something, which is a long time, by the way. But I'm glad they brought it back because this is fun for me. I'm gonna be having lots of sips. You know what, y'all just have to be patient with me, okay? It's just gonna become a part of the podcast at this point. We have a lot to do. I'm filming 2 podcasts back to back, and I have to clean the entire house today because I have an inspector coming, and the inspector is literally gonna look at the whole house, and I would like it to be in good condition for the man, and easily navigable. Now, I think it already is an easily navigable, but still. Regardless, hold on. Regardless, I want it to be as fast and smooth as possible, and I don't want any section to say, um, could not inspect or whatever. So, regardless, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna elaborate too much on that. You might hear more about that later. But, anyway, so I have to film 2 back to back. I don't have to film 2 back to back tonight, but I kind of have to. And I'm doing something Friday, aren't I? Well, I think I could be doing this Friday. Why am I not doing this Friday? I think I'm doing something Friday. Anyway, regardless, if I wasn't doing something Friday before, I am now because I committed to probably hang out with somebody, which I need to text them about this right after this. But anyway, so that's about like 2 hours of filming. I also would really like to edit and render and upload it, and also film clips and stuff because I want to enjoy my birth month, especially the first like 2 weeks of it. And so the best way to do that is pre-film because I don't want to be doing anything whenever I'm on like vacation and stuff because I'm taking time off. Um, and I just really want to enjoy that time off. Just not have responsibilities, not have commitments. Um, I need that so badly. I basically just want to LARP unemployment for a little bit and just like pretend, you know? Like, I don't know, go to a movie theater at 10 a.m. And then one of my plans is literally go to a movie theater at like the earliest showing that they have, and then go to like lunch somewhere else, and then go to another movie theater for another movie the same day. Will I do that? I don't know if there's enough movies out for that, but we'll see. I've been super into movies lately, but regardless, girl, point of view, you didn't check when you started recording again. Logan. Anyway, we're just gonna say like 54 is what we'll say. Okay. Anyway, so where was I going with this? Oh yeah, I have a lot to do today. So I thought it would be nice to have a drink or two or to get me by. And I kept seeing this, and I was like, my paid time off is actually it's not paid. The time off I'm taking right now is actually purely unpaid time off, but still. Wait, now I'm thinking, is my math adding up? Yes, it is. Okay. Anyway, so I'm thinking, sorry, wow, everything going on. Now I'm thinking about a ton of things. I need to log back in. Okay, so I'm at Quick Trip. I get the Diet Coke, but I'm thinking I want to get these because I've been influenced, okay, by the sign outside. Literally just like a cardboard sign of the beer. But I was like, okay, it looks fun. It looks fun to buy that and take it home and drink it. So then I was all thinking, what if I bought it during my lunch break? Because again, I'm so busy at this point. That would be the best option, is buying it during my lunch break, keeping it like in the fridge at work, and then taking it home with me. But it just seems illegal and like a really like a fireable offense. Even if I'm not gonna drink the beer at work, having beer in the work fridge, it just seems very inappropriate. And the alternative is just keep it in my car. It might explode from the heat, genuinely. But if it doesn't explode from the heat, then it's just hot. Nobody wants a hot beer after work. I don't want to have to wait hours and flash freeze it, and then it tastes mid and like no. So sorry, it just tastes so good, Loki. Anyway, so I didn't get it during my lunch because I was like, that's not a good idea. But I did end up getting it like right after work. And does this have calories on it? The light beer had calories on it. Now I'm upset. Why does this not have calories on it? If they measured the light beer, why would they not just be like, you know what? While we're at it, measure the normal beer too. Like, I don't want your light beer. Their light beer was 3.6% alcohol. What is that? Kombucha? Anyway, and so I got some of these. They're so good. I'd recommend it if Quick Trip paid me. So if y'all want to sponsor me, hit me up. I'd happily recommend your product. Until then, to be decided. But I'm really enjoying it. I don't know. It's been a while since I had beer too, so to be fair. Anyway, there's been a lot going on at the moment. Like I said, I've really been into movies. But first, let's talk about my time off, okay? I'm so excited for my time off. I had to do so much time off math because I had to think to myself, originally, okay, my time off was actually going to be beautiful for my birthday / birth month. I was literally going to get, so tomorrow and the day after, which is like Thursday, Friday off, right? And then I was going to get Saturday, Sunday, then the next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday. And then I wouldn't return until that coming Monday. That was fantastic. That sounded like a fantasy, okay? But then I was like, whenever I put in the request, I saw what my new time off balances were going to be. And I was like, maybe not. Because my thing is I want to take at least one other vacation. I'm taking time off now. I'm going to take time off in a few months. But I want to take off like one more big vacation before my time offs reset and stuff. And they reset at different times. So like basically it just goes on like anniversary date and the beginning of the year. That just like any company. It's one of those two things is what's going to decide when your time off resets, is either anniversary date or the beginning of the year. In our case, it depends on the type of time off. But anyway, so what was I saying? sorry again. There's just so much going on. I was just so excited for my time off. I was like, this is such a good way to start it, to celebrate it. Plus, I have so much to do, like I just said. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna get home and want to do all of it. I'm just not. I've been really like, it's been a hard time for me. I've kind of been struggling. Um, it's been hard because I've been eating a lot, and no, not in like a health concern necessarily way, but in a my mental health and concerning for my goals, I should say at least way. Um, in the sense of I'm currently in a cut and I'm currently improving my running and stuff. So I'm in an aggressive cut too. So my calorie consumption should be very low. But like yesterday, I ate super lean. I had like less than 600 calories, which was still like um, over. It was like 100 and something, a little over 100 grams of protein because it was just tuna salad and egg whites for like breakfast and lunch. And it was great. It was really good for me. I was super full. But then I did it with the intention of I needed to eat lean because I was going to eat theater food afterwards. Um, the theater food single-handedly literally was like 1,500 to 1,600 calories. I only had about like maybe at the most 2/3 of like a large pretzel, like a jumbo pretzel, but still, like 2/3 of it. I had like 2.5 mozzarella sticks, few handfuls of popcorn, and a decent amount of Skittles. I will say that much. It does. I'm not even including the cocktail that I had. Genuinely, I didn't even count the calories because I couldn't. It's just a mystery. Like how they make it, I don't know. It it's a mystery. They just don't have information on that. So I don't even try to track it. But even without the cocktail, just the popcorn, Skittles, mozzarella sticks, and pretzels, which I didn't even go crazy with. It was like, and again, I'd estimate all of it because it's not like I wish that I could just scan the macros of it and know the exact amount and weigh it with a scale. But I'm just not going to do that. I wanted to enjoy it. That's why I ate lean up until that point as well, was so that I could afford the calories more. But still, seeing over 2,000 calories, I was literally like 57 calories or something horrible away from like my max calories of the day or whatever. And for me, when I'm on an aggressive cut, that is really hard and detrimental for my mental health. Whenever it's paired with the fact that I had been on the longest run of my life. I ran 8.5 miles last Saturday, which is what, like 5 days ago now. And it had me do 3 recovery runs in a row. And that's really hard on me because feeling that high of like, wow, I can run 8.5 miles. Let's make it 9. Let's make it 9.5. Let's make it 10. I want to get to 13 because I'm training for a half marathon. I'm like, I can do it. I can do it. Now, granted, I will say after that run, my knees were pretty down bad for about a day or two. So the first day or two of the recovery, I could understand it because genuinely, my knees were in not great condition, concerning condition. Like they were going to be fine, but still. The third day was so hard on my ego because my knees seemed like fine and everything. And it just felt so hopeless because the third day, it originally was intervals, but then literally randomly one bed, like 5 minutes ago, it was intervals. And 5 minutes later, it generated my evening report and I went to bed. And it was just recovery day, and it stuck with it. And I was like, it's just so difficult whenever you've done that much and ran that much. And you went from the week before I had maxed at 7.5 miles. And so like in a few days, like literally like 4 days or something, I went from 7.5 miles max to 8.5 miles max. And I was like, let's make it 9.5. But instead it was just like recovery. And it's finally giving me a normal run, but it's only for 50 minutes, which means it's only going to be like 5.6 miles, which again, compared to everything I've done at this point, just feels like nothing, you know? It feels like it's going easy on me. Even my long run on Saturday, it's only having me run an hour and 17 minutes, which is exactly how long it had me run before, which isn't going to probably get me much farther, if at all farther, because it's asking for the same pace and the same distance. So I'm like, it's kind of hard on me, the mix of because it's not like the only time I ate a lot was yesterday. I've just been eating a lot, and of course I'm still in a deficit for all of it, I think, but like not an aggressive cut. And so it's like so hard because summer's here, my birthday's coming up. I'm gonna be like swimming and stuff on my birthday. I want to look in like my best, and I also fully plan to indulge on my birthday. Bear with me, hold on. On my birthday, I plan to have the foods that I don't have right now, which range from like pizza rolls to like my homemade chili, to like my family's homemade family recipe. I didn't make up the recipe at all by any means. My mother did actually. But like to my homemade chili, to naan bread and hummus. You know what I mean? There's healthy options, but they're just such high calorie that it's not practical for my cut, aggressive cut specifically. So I just avoid them, you know. But to like chili limon chips, like potato chips. There's so many things I'm excited. Same with like I always get an ice cream cake. I want an ice cream cake again. I love ice cream cake for my birthday. I like it in general, I guess, but still. I want to buy a cheesecake, like a key lime cheesecake. I had one of those recently. They were so good. Stuff like that. Pizza, etc. Hot dogs. But I also want to be like lean. You know what I mean? During my birthday, because if you're lean and you eat bad for a few days, you'll wake up and be fine. You know what? Like even if you gain a little bit on the vacation, it's gonna be like you're still gonna look really good. And the hard part is I'm not lean yet. I'm leaner. I can't deny it. This bracelet, it fits looser. I notice it all of the time. When I'm running, it literally feels like it's going to fall off sometimes. I've been like testing it to see if it is going to fall off, because it'll literally be like this and it'll feel like it's going to fall off, because if you look at it, it's like halfway off. But like not it's not going to fall off probably. But like whenever I'm sweating and stuff, I'm all like, I don't know. Cuz it is getting looser. I mean, I can feel like my arm muscles more. I felt muscles like I think like right here specifically, my like shoulder muscle or something has become more defined. But then I've also stopped working out as much. And so the combination of just like not working out as much, not getting to run as far, and eating more is really hard on my mental health. It's really hard to digest, because they're all things I'm proud of. I'm proud of the fact that I work out, I lift weights and I run far every day, right? It's something I take pride in. It's something that keeps me, like, it gets me out of bed. It keeps me going. And so I don't want to keep going if I don't have those things, you know what I mean? And maybe I need to reflect on that, because I shouldn't be putting my identity in it or anything. And I don't know that that is what I'm doing, but it doesn't hurt for me to reflect on it. But in the sense of, if I'm not seeing like massive weight loss, like if the scale's not going down a lot, and I'm eating more, it just seems like I'm failing, you know what I mean? Even though I see, even whenever on my bad days, I see the weight go down, like noticeably, drastically, significantly. Okay, I am aggressively cutting. Okay, it is working even on the bad days. It balances out or whatever, but like it's still so difficult on your mental health. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, it's just something that's been really difficult and really hard for me. But I've been getting through it. I don't know. Just one day at a time. I notice the most when I do it the most is when I'm with my family. When I'm with my family, I just, well, specifically with my mom. I don't really hang out with my sister or dad, for reasons. I've even my mom is a work in progress relationship. We'll see. I love all of them. I do, but I just don't connect with them for reasons that I won't disclose yet. I tried. I've tried. I've trust me when I say I've tried. But it's grating. Trying, and it's literally like every time I try, they're just a cheese shredder and I'm just rubbing myself against it. It's just like bleeding for no reason, you know what I mean? Like they don't want to be, I don't have a metaphor with cheese shredder, but like they don't want to know me. They're in their own worlds and they're doing their own thing, and I guess that's fine. Is it okay? No, not really. I mean, for my sister, I guess. But like your child, that's crazy. But like they're going through their own thing, and is it selfish for them to make that affect other people? Yes. Objectively, yes, it is. But can I understand a little bit? Do I agree with it? No. Do I support it? No. But that's just family dynamics. So, anyway, I just realized I didn't check if I clicked the record button. Can you imagine how horrifying? Yeah, you guys, I have to check now. I'm scared. Hold on. I see like the red light, so I should be recording, but like, hold up. recording. Good. Okay. That was scary. Anyway, so yeah, I mainly just hang out with my mom lately, and I'm sure at some point in our lives, maybe me and my sister, me and my dad can have like a close relationship. I don't know. I just know I like doing something with my mom every now and then, but every time I go over and we do something, it's always centered around food. And that's something that I told my family, and it offended them so much. But as a society, we have normalized being fat. We have, okay? I have always been fat, but I've been skinny fat. And the difference is because my family and the way that I grew up, I've always been skinny, like about this build, okay? But the hard part is there was so much fat on that build. I've been super skinny, okay? But I've always had a lot, like too much fat on that build. Now, no, I wasn't obese. I wasn't morbidly obese. I was none of the sort. That is not the claim that I am making. The claim that I am making is that as a society, we eat garbage and we eat too much fat and we eat too much in general. Okay, we've normalized it too much, and not every family, which is crazy. Something I'm learning because I see like freaking people with like they never have in their life had like fat on them. Okay, well, that's not true. Okay, that's an exaggeration. But like I've seen healthy families that never had to really try to be healthy because they just grew up with like dads who ate like, who ate lean, who ate whatever, and moms that ate lean and whatever. Okay, but like my family does not. Okay, and it shows in the way what we cook, how we cook it. For example, okay, I make our home. No, I don't want to. I can give this away. Okay, our homemade chili per serving. I had one serving of it. Okay, it was one serving of chili enough to get me full of it. And when I tracked the macros, no, it was not perfect tracking, of course, because I didn't weigh the beans, I didn't weigh the meat, but it is so the one serving I had of it was about 1,000 to 1,100 calories. That is not okay. Because the thing is, it's not because it doesn't have butter in it. I don't even put the oil. There is oil traditionally in it. I don't put it in. There's other stuff traditionally that would add calories. I don't put it in. All I put in is, I'm not going to say, but it's real food. There's nothing in there. There's no lard. There's no oil. There's nothing that says, oh, well, that's where all the fat's coming from. Okay. But we've normalized it so much. And same with, let me think, what's something else that we commonly eat? We commonly eat, I don't know. I can't think of anything. All I know is that when I track the macros when I'm eating around my family, if I'm eating, by the way, I am eating intelligently. If I ate just to eat and just until I got full, horror movie. Eating intelligently with my family. I ate about 1,600 calories a meal. So I was probably eating about 4,000 to 5,000 calories easily, likely more. There was a time where literally all I did when I got home from work was lay in bed, drink alcohol, and watch like reality TV and eat chili limon chips. I tore through those bags, like a bag or a bag and a half a day after work alone. So that's like 6 hours or something. Maybe like 3/4 of a bag. If you don't know, I think it's like 24 chips of them is like 160 calories. And there's like 16 servings per bag or something. It's horrible for you. But like, that's like, that's what we do, It's just the family that I grew up in and stuff. And my family really did just grow up fat. I'm sorry, but you don't look at anybody in my family and you've never seen any of us be lean ever. My brother, actually, I will say, he is like the closest. Okay, I remember. I wonder if he ever. I don't think he ever did steroids or anything, but like he never gave crazy enough results for steroids. He was probably all natural. I don't know. Anyway, my brother, I will say, is the only person who had noticeable like muscle and stuff for a while because he started working out and stuff, but he was still fat. Do you know what I mean? He never like cut down to lean. It was like muscular fat. I don't know how to word it, like skinny fat but for muscle. Like you do whenever you've bulked but you haven't cut yet. That's the most he ever got to, and that went away pretty quickly. We are all fat. Okay, my dad is naturally actually a pretty athletic of a build, honestly, probably if he cut down all of his fat. But that's the thing, is nobody cuts down the fat. And so we're all just like, because to them I'm skinny, right? And objectively, yes. But objectively, no. You know what I mean? I changed my mind. Objectively, no, I'm not skinny. Subjectively, yes, I'm skinny. Okay, look at me. I'm not, again, I'm not obese. I'm not morbidly obese. But I am not skinny in the sense of what I should be skinny, okay? I don't have a lot of muscle, okay? But I have a lot of fat. My body fat percentage is actually probably quite high. I was thinking about that, especially because even at my peak, okay? At my peak, I was about, at my fattest, I should say, I was about 180 pounds, give or take. And at my fattest of about 180 pounds, I wasn't morbidly obese, but I was fat in the sense of literally none of my pants fit. I literally had to lose weight because I just refused to buy a new wardrobe. And one day I stretched, I literally went like that, and the button flew off of my new pants because I just couldn't stop gaining weight because I was freaking just eating all of this fried food. Because that's the other thing too. A normal meal for us, deep fried, because nobody ever really likes like just microwave or something. Deep fried pizza rolls. Do you know how many calories are in that? You don't want to know. Do you know oil in about a teaspoon, or is it a tablespoon? I think it's actually maybe a tablespoon. And about a tablespoon of oil, there's like 160 calories. Imagine dipping the entirety of pizza rolls into that oil and searing it and frying it for 3 minutes for it to soak it all in, and you're eating it. That was like an average meal for us. It's insane. Now, we ate like some normal foods too, but it always was such high fat, unnecessary calories, all of these things. We never ate lean. We were never like, I don't know, like it was not healthy. And again, to give my mother some credit, she went on like a weight loss journey for a while. She did great on that. And so she just took on like a new diet and stuff. During that, of course, the food was like pretty healthy. I didn't track all of her food, but like, I mean, we've gotten recipes that I still like out of it. Like, it was like zucchini and squash and just like so good. Amazing stuff, right? Or like Tuscany soup. Not great for cutting, but again, life isn't about cutting. You shouldn't always be eating like you're cutting anyway, so it's fine. But like good food, whatever. Not that my family only ever eats deep fried, freaking oil battered everything, of course. But it's enough to the point where there's no mystery why my family has so much fat in it, okay? And I've always just been skinny because quite honestly, I just never ate. I would like literally do that like ADHD thing that people do whenever they're like, oh, I can't eat until I finish this task. And I kid you not, when I was in college, I was doing like 13,000 steps, and I would literally be like driving and in classes and walking 13,000 steps until one day I got home at like 7 or 8 p.m. I hadn't eaten anything that day. Nothing. That's not me being dramatic, not a protein shake. It's not like I had liquids or anything. I had nothing that day, okay? And it was like 14 hours, and I was literally dizzy. Because I hadn't eaten anything. I walked like 13,000 steps and stuff just because I was just so busy. And that's such a normal thing for me. You know what I mean? So like maybe that's what saved me from and kept me like skinny fat or whatever. But that's the thing, is there's still so much fat. I think on average, at my average weight at any given time in my life, if you like averaged it, my body fat percentage was probably like around 30%. Okay. Which is insane. Because again, even looking like this, how can your body fat percentage be like 30%? You know what I mean? That's a lot. That's not a low number. That's a lot. But yeah, basically, I always grew up a little fat. Okay, and so I'm really excited about this, but it's hard because the hardest part is losing the weight, and I keep hearing that. Hold on. The hardest part is losing the weight. From what I hear, once you've lost the weight, it's easy to maintain it, which is so true. Maintenance is... If I could eat at maintenance every day, God, I average on a not active day. I average like 21 to 2200 calories burned every day on an average day. I have above averages days where I've burnt like 2700 or 2900 calories in a day. Okay. But like in an average day, do you know how much you can eat with 2200 calories? Girl, you would never have to restrict yourself. Oh, sort of. Okay. You would mostly not have to restrict yourself. I could probably eat pizza rolls. I don't know if I could eat deep fried pizza rolls 3 times a day with that. Maybe. Maybe. But like, girl, I could eat all of the freaking hummus and naan bread and homemade pizzas and stuff that I used to eat, all that I want, and still be muscular and fit and all of it. But the hardest part is getting there. And so that's why this journey and this me running less, just circling it all back, me running less, me working out less, me eating more, just makes it so devastating to me because I'm finally getting somewhere. I'm finally like doing better than like my family. Not that my family's lower or less than me, but like doing better than my family ever has, at least like health wise, athleticism wise, and stuff. And it's something that I'm proud of. It is. But and so whenever it just starts going awry, I'm all like stressing about it. You know what I mean? I'm like, please, I'm losing like progress. My athleticism's gone, especially like my VO2 max, seeing it go down. And I get it, I do, but it's just in the moment it is so hard. And so all of that it's been really really difficult on me, but I'm trying to get through it because that's a big part of learning this stuff is just learning it's not the end of the world. Eating 2200 calories in a day is not the end of the world, okay? It's not the binge that my brain makes it out to be. It's not devastating by any means. I lived a life for one day. Your body keeps count in the best way possible. Something that I said a while ago that just makes me feel so wise that some lady commented on was I actually really like how the body takes time to do things because if everything was instant, if you worked out one time and you got super muscular, then you'd also smoke one cigarette and then get lung cancer. You know what I mean? It's like, thank God that the body like doesn't just take one event and ruin your life with it. Thank God, genuinely. Anyway, yeah, all of that to say, I'm really excited for this time off. I have a lot to get done. We're getting a lot done. I'm really hoping I can do some healing during this time off. I can get to know myself better, I guess. Just get some time to go around like the neighborhood. I want to kind of like go to like a local coffee shop or something. Just put myself out there. You know what I mean? And become a regular somewhere. Or oh, please do not tell me that is tracking canceled. Please do not tell me. Oh, okay, thank God. It does that sometimes, and that's whenever I've learned, whenever it hasn't been focusing on my face, it's because the cord that I have plugged into the camera so it doesn't die while I record accidentally touched the screen whenever I flip it, and I didn't check for that this time. So that would have been horrible. And so it focuses on a totally random point instead of on me. But anyway, yeah. I just want to unemployment life for a little bit. I don't want to be unemployed. No, God forbid. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Absolutely not. But it'd be fun doing it for a week. Now I'm only gonna do it for like most of a week, like 6 days. But like whatever, you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna get another vacation in about 2 months. Thank God. That one's gonna be long, and that one's gonna be paid. Thank God. Genuinely, I'm so excited for that. That's gonna be so fun. I can't wait to tell you all about that. But it's gonna be wild. So anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Next episode, which you're gonna see me in the same shirt because we're filming it back to back. Okay. I mean, what's the alternative? Just no, I'm joking. But next episode, we're gonna talk about probably just I don't know what else. Probably more just about my life. what's been going on more in the current work. Although y'all know I try to stay away from work just because I really value being employed. And not that I have bad things to say about my employer. I love my employer. I love my job. I love all that stuff. That's not what I'm saying. I've just learned just keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean? Nothing good comes from talking about work outside of work, unless it's like I'm so happy about this. I got this promotion or whatever. But even then, nothing good comes out of it. Do you know what I mean? It's something to be grateful for, or whatever. And I don't have a lot to say. I'm sorry. I think that's the biggest issue is, in order for me to have something to say about work, I'd have to make up drama. And why would I do that? Do you know what I mean? So we'll see. I don't know. I'll talk about whatever I talk about next episode. But thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode. I love you all so much. If you enjoyed this week's episode, please like, comment, and subscribe or follow if you don't already. If you could leave the best review possible, whether it's a thumbs up, 5-star, 10-star, whatever platform you're on, it would mean the world to me. I love you all so much. Please comment what you want to hear more about. And thank you all so much for watching me. I love you all so much. Thank you for supporting me. Share with a friend if you feel that they might like it. I would love to do this full time one day. Do y'all like how my hair is growing out so far? What do y'all think? I think I need to get another haircut already. It's only been like 2 or 3 weeks, but anyway, it's like an addiction with haircuts, huh? Anyway, yeah. Thank you all so much. I love you all. I'll see you in a second, my time. In a week, your time. Bye, guys. Love you. Say